I had always placed my faith in my wife. For years, I believed we were walking the same path, building a life side by side. But lately, unease began to settle in my chest. Her late returns, the sudden secrecy around her phone, the way she shielded it as if it contained her very soul, it all ate at me. My instincts screamed the truth my heart refused to accept. She was with another man. At first, I brushed it off. I told myself it was stress, that I was imagining things. Yet deep down I knew. And once the doubt took root, I had no choice but to uncover the truth, no matter how painful it might be. One night, after she said she was going to meet a friend, I followed. My hands trembled on the steering wheel, my chest tight, each beat of my heart like thunder. I watched her pull into a hotel parking lot. Moments later, a man walked out and welcomed her with a kiss, bold, shameless, right there in the open. In that instant, my world caved in. Rage, grief, and humiliation swallowed me whole. But I didn't storm over. Not yet. Instead, I drove away, my mind already spinning with the shape of vengeance. For days, I played the part of the loving husband. I kissed her goodnight, made her breakfast, asked about her day, all while burying the storm that raged inside me. She had no idea I knew. Behind her back, I collected evidence. Photos, messages, receipts. Every lie she fed me, I documented. It wasn't only anger anymore. It was about showing her that betrayal carried consequences. Step by step, I began dismantling the life she took for granted. I moved our savings into an account she couldn't reach. Quietly, I met with lawyers to prepare divorce papers. I changed the locks on my business and stripped her access from my credit cards. Piece by piece, I pulled the foundation from under her feet, all while she laughed with her lover, convinced I was blind. The more she betrayed me, the calmer I became. My revenge wouldn't be loud, it would be ruinous. When the time came, she wouldn't just lose me. She'd lose the comfort, the stability, the entire world she had chosen to betray. Finally, the night arrived. I invited her to dinner, pretending it was a celebration. She dressed elegantly, smiling, unaware of the storm waiting in the shadows. Over the meal, I slid an envelope across the table. She frowned. "What's this?" Inside, she found the photos, the screenshots, and the divorce papers. Her face drained of color as she turned each page. She tried to stammer out excuses. "I can explain." But the words withered on her tongue. Then I handed her the final blow. A letter from my lawyer, declaring she would walk away with nothing. No house, no money, no security. Her fork slipped from her hand and clattered against the plate. She gasped for breath, trembling, trying to absorb the devastation laid before her. The restaurant fell silent except for her broken whisper. "You knew all along." Tears poured down her face, but I felt nothing. I had already shed my tears in private. Now it was her turn. Leaning closer, I said quietly, "I gave you everything, my love, my loyalty. You threw it away for a fling. Now you'll learn the price of betrayal." Her body shook. Her lips quivered. The reality crushed her spirit until she collapsed to the floor, sobbing uncontrollably. The confident woman who once believed she could outsmart me was gone. In her place was someone shattered by her own choices. She begged, she pleaded, she promised change, but it was far too late. The woman I once adored had died the moment she betrayed me. Revenge wasn't sweet, it was necessary. Watching her crumble wasn't about satisfaction. It was about balance. For every sleepless night she caused me, she would now spend a lifetime reliving this moment. I stood, cold and resolute, and walked out of the restaurant. She remained on the floor as people stared and whispered. I didn't care. I had taken everything she valued, everything she thought she could enjoy while mocking my trust. Outside, the air felt lighter. I breathed deeply, free at last from the chains of her deception. I was no longer the victim. I was the man who refused to be destroyed by betrayal. She wanted a life without me, and she would have it. But it wouldn't be the paradise she imagined. It would be emptiness. Weeks later, I heard whispers of her downfall. Her lover had abandoned her as soon as he realized she had nothing left. She moved into a tiny apartment, working long hours just to scrape by. Every day reminded her of what she had lost: stability, love, and trust. Friends told me she looked like a ghost of herself, her laughter gone, her beauty fading under the weight of regret. Did I pity her? Perhaps for a fleeting second. But then I remembered the night she chose betrayal, and any pity dissolved into silence. She earned her misery. When I look back now, I don't see myself as a man destroyed by infidelity. I see someone who rose above it. She thought she could ruin me. But in the end, she destroyed only herself. My revenge wasn't violence or chaos. It was truth, exposure, and justice. And reality, when it hit her, was more brutal than anything I could have done. I don't share this story to boast, but as a reminder, loyalty is priceless. If you betray it, you might believe you've won for a while. But in the end, betrayal always falls hardest on the betrayer.